Hello there, good morning. So it's Sunday today, which is scary because I need like another weekend day. It is the morning, I'm having my coffee so I can actually function because at the moment I feel like a shell of a person. I stayed up till midnight or a bit later yesterday to finish my part storage, and I think I'm pretty much there. I am still waiting for a unit because I needed one more to finish sorting because I realised that all the units that I had were just not quite enough to have all my parts sorted, which was fine. So this is going to be my last investment probably for a long time because many circumstances. So I have another unit on the way. Annoyingly, obviously, now I really need it, it's been delayed, so that's a super slightly annoying thing. But this unit is hopefully going to allow me to really just end the storage thing. So what I did yesterday, I'm going to show you in a minute, is everything that I had left to sort, any parts that were like unidentified, I have put in little bags. So they are all sorted by part type. So theoretically, all I'd need to do is empty them into the drawers and like kind of create a system. So that means that I have space in my room to actually start working on the city. Now, I went in my room this morning fully intending to kind of come up with a plan as to what to do, but it's so overwhelming. I think that is why I haven't worked on a city yet. I don't know if any of you have moved with a Lego city before, but I can now just look at it and go, oh my god, like where do I even start? Especially because there was so much that I made custom for that room that I was in because it was such a small space that now doesn't fit, or it's the wrong orientation, or it's the wrong heights. So like looking at it now and realizing that I have to effectively either reverse everything or change it, because obviously the shelves aren't perfectly the same like before, they're slightly different. I feel really overwhelmed, I'm really daunted, and really what I would love is like just have a bunch of friends over and give them all a modular to build in Mirror, so at least that gets over really quickly. But I just need to really sit back and think what I want to do, because some of my mocks don't fit, some of my roads don't fit, but with some, I mean all. And also I have like the Sanctum Sanctorum. No, it's not yet built, but I have it to add somewhere in the city, and I don't want it to be near something else with a like sand green roof. So like I need to think where I want to place that. I feel really overwhelmed, and I have felt really overwhelmed by this task for such a long time that in a way I just haven't tackled it because I was just too afraid. I am also currently staining a unit for Ben so he can display his collection, so I'm gonna have to do that first, and then I'm gonna go back into the Lego room and hopefully come up with a plan, because wish me luck, I'm really scared.
It's currently 10 p.m. on Sunday night. I got up this morning at 8 a.m. fully convinced I was going to work on the city. However, like 20 million times before, I have not done anything. I mean, I have cleared some space. Look, empty space. But that's kind of it. I put like some these in a container. I am very much struggling with overwhelm with this project. I know you guys have been asking of like, oh, when's the next city update, like what's happening. I'm finding it very hard to work on the city because I just don't know where to begin. I miss my old city that had all the lights and was just magical and just how I wanted it. Two things are probably stopping me most from doing this is I haven't really got space to move everything to whilst I figure out which things I want to sit where. Also, the lights are obviously a consideration. Like when I do place things, I need to make sure it's all plugged in, which is a pain. So, as I need something to tackle, in the very least, I have thought about a project that I can tackle. It's a project that I wanted to do before I moved, but then, well, I was going to do it before I moved, but then I didn't know I was moving yet. Effectively, the Assembly Square light kit is a mess. Assembly Square is, together with my Hogwarts, you know, that one, light kit, the first light kit that I got, and it was a light-tailing one. It came recommended by Brick Sanchez, and I totally agree that that was the right recommendation considering I had no mocking experience. Now I've done quite a few light kits in my time, this thing just doesn't work for me anymore. As you can see, it's a mess at the back, and, you know, as I said, I don't mind it. I'm glad I got these actually when I first started because I was so overwhelmed by light kits and daunted, so this was totally the right call, but I am done. I'm ready to upgrade, and the very good people at Game of Bricks have sent me a light kit for like Assembly Square to replace it with, because that is the next level that I want to do. So I had, again, as I did before, a bit of a research as to like which light kit I like best. I'm really fussy. I actually do really like the standard version of Assembly Square because it has much more like yellow lights to it. Though I really like the effect that they gave, this light kit had like bright white lights in front, like street lights, whereas all the other lanterns in my city that I've added since are all warm white. And yes, it kind of looked cool in front of Assembly Square, but at the same time I quite wanted to sort of fit in better. I'm just really looking forward to installing that, because at least then I have conquered something. I'm not planning on mocking or changing or mirror building this set in any way. I think it looks nice as it is, so let me get on with that. Another example of what the light-hailing light kit looks like on the inside. This is after I've tidied it once, by the way. I didn't install it this neatly, basically, before. Yes, obviously, it looks horrible when you take the thing off, but you can't see this from the outside, which is the whole point, but tis a bit much. So I've just taken out the first light kit thing. So as you can see, and this is what I've described in my video about light kits, the light-hailing ones come with the lights already in the pieces where you want the lights, so you just install them, which makes it easier because you know where things have to go, but it makes it harder to hide the cables neatly. But this is kind of what they look like. The cables are super thin, which makes them really easy to hide, but there is just a lot of it, and because the cables are definitely long enough for you to definitely be able to reach the place where you need to get them to, there is generally a bit too much. So again, you need to get creative with hiding them, and I couldn't the first time because I had no idea what I was doing, and it was really helpful just to have a bit more give, but the second time it just became a bit annoying. So I think it's a fantastic way to have learned light kits, but yeah, definitely needed a more fancy one. I have to say, like, taking this apart again after such a long time and like just looking through it is really fun. Like, I forgot about this feature, so there is like a thing you can press at the back side of this modular, and then there you go, and then the oven opens, and then there is like a tray of cookies in the oven, which fell out earlier when I tested it out, but obviously now I want to show you it's like got jammed of a look. Cookies! So cute! And like the cafe interior, sorry, I know the lighting is pretty bad, but hey ho. And like the beautiful flower shop interior, like it's really nice. The only thing I do have to say is I'm in danger of effectively now being like, oh, so these are now out. I could enhance the interiors. As much as that'd be really cool, like giving this a bit more instruments and like maybe tiling the floor and like tiling this ballet studio floor, I don't want to get too caught up in that, because like if I also wanted to like enhance all the interiors of all the buildings in my city, I'm never going to be done. Help. Hello, happy Monday morning. I have slept on it, and I've decided that I will enhance the music shop and possibly tile this ballet studio, because it's very, very empty. I've always found these very empty, and then I'm not sure if I'm going to do the same with these. I kind of don't really want to, because then I'm going to just go overboard really. I'm definitely just going to add some extra music instruments here, just some lovely little detail, because it is just a really empty shop, and now I have the opportunity to, like, why not, right? I may as well. So that's what I'll do today, and I have a whole little box in here. Is it in here? No, not in this one. In this one, full of like loosely categorized music instruments. You know, so I have a nice selection. I may as well use it in like a build, so I'll do that. That has been the final decision. Right, I have to start work, so this is how far I've gotten so far. Added loads of the different printed guitars that I've got, which I think looks quite fun. Yes, I know they're white. I want them to be sand green. I just don't have two more sand green 1x1s. Got the nice sort of like display here with like the trumpet and the flute and the violin. I think that looks quite nice. I want to kind of have something in the middle, but I may just add like a rug or something. So I think I'll just tile it in, and I feel like at least it has a few more instruments than just like the 4 it had before. So I think it's a good start. Pretty happy. So I did it. I actually remembered that I have 2 mirrors because I have a second assembly square and I never used the mirror. So I extended the mirror as well, and I added some figures. So I've got the instructor, the piano player, and then the 2 girls dancing, doing the dance. Hopefully it's like obvious that they're doing a pose. I kind of wanted it to be symmetrical, and I wanted them to look like, you know, they're obviously here for the same thing, but also like they're very different people. So I used some different torsos as well, but overall, we're happy with this. Very happy. Alright, the music store is also done. So we have like a flute, a violin, a microphone. We've got the original instruments that were here anyway, and we've got all the guitars, which I think look awesome. I ended up going with a black floor because, point one, I had a lot of black, and also I think it looks quite, I don't know, like it contrasts with the green a bit. It's not a diluted colour, it's quite rich, and yeah, I'm very happy with this. I don't know where I started this, but it's quite fun just to add a little bit of detail, so the apartments feel more finished and like the purpose of the shop is more obvious. And I think when I light it up, you will be able to kind of see this through the window, so that will be kind of fun. So yeah, pretty happy. So here we go, music shop. And then the new ballet studio, also back on top there. Perfect. Ta-da! I mean, obviously I still need to add the lights, but that'll happen. I thought I'd really quickly film before I go to work, but this build, as you know, is built in mirror because it fitted my previous city really well, but I need to put it back to its original state because in my new city, it needs to sit at the exact opposite side. So I'm going to be taking this apart and I'm going to be rebuilding this in the original way, like the instructions on my live stream tonight. So I thought I'd just really quickly show you. I also think I want to change the front of this building because for ages I had this like little park area and I think it's a bit boring. So I may change that. So that's another little project that I could do. But yeah, that is what is happening tonight on the live stream. I have also taken this down. I've made a little video about it previously. I think it's been in one of my vlogs, but I want to deconstruct this because I had to make it sturdier. I don't like the little things here. I don't like this colour combination. The original colour combination in the instructions is much nicer, but it was so expensive to actually build with real bricks because the dark orange versions of everything was so expensive. I do really like what I did in here. Like I do really like this like Apple collectible shop thing, so I'm definitely going to be recreating that in some shape or form. So yeah, that was the Apple section. This is like the kids section. Just really liked working on this, and then I do still really like this Lego store. I think this looks really cool, so I may see if I can come up with a way to redo this, not like entirely, but like keep the interiors and then change the exterior of it, because I think my other issue with this is the exterior of the medium nougat. I don't love it. I don't think it's detailed enough, so maybe I'll just start from the bottom with this and then kind of just go from there, because I do think it looks really cool, like with the minifigure in the display and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I may just play around with it and see what I come up with. Okay, so last night you will know that I was talking about milsifying my sort of like last few sets that weren't milsified. Now I'm not milsifying with bricks, I'm milsifying with plates for a few of them, including this one, which I still need to mirror, that bookshop, these ones, all the ones that sit sort of like on the edge there, all of those will just be base plate, plates, big plates. So they are sturdier this way, but they aren't very thick. And then what I'm planning on doing, which I also decided during the stream yesterday, is I think this area is a bit thick, like as you can see, a little bit deeper than before. We have more space here, even more than an entire half a base plate. So that means that I have way more space to play with in this area. So what I'm planning on doing to kind of enhance, recreate, do something new is I'm going to play not only with the height of the modulus, which is really slowly going to be sloping upwards, much slower than it used to, but it's also going to play with depth of modulus. So I'm going to have some little side streets setting back, and also even a little square, I'm hoping, with a little fountain. Also, I'm thinking about building false facade to sit against the wall so it looks like there's other buildings, even more so than the extra sort of half buildings I'm going to be creating to sit behind the buildings to kind of create more depth, which I think would be really, really fun. So that is now what I'm playing with. And actually, I'm really, really excited about this. So that is going to really, for once, kind of make me excited, get me going, kind of go, oh, there is something I can do to make this a more interesting build than what I had before. So that is now the project that I'm going to have to tackle, which, as I said, is starting by making little mills base plates for these areas here in the calyx unit, and just that one there, just so I can start having these a bit more sturdier. It's going to be a bit easier to move them, and I have a bit of chance to play around with stuff. So, you know, if I'm having to move them off the base plate anyway, I may as well do it better. So that is what's happening. I've also continued working on my diner, basically building it again like it used to be. And this is the mess inside because I have to re-put all the lights back where they're meant to be. But I want to kind of build the whole thing up and then go back and install the lights again. Voila! I told you it's going to be working. So I've just installed it again. I've made some changes to the light kit, like even further to the changes that I made previously. The only thing I'm not very satisfied with right now is this cable situation here, but at the moment I have no better solution. I mean, I could, but it would take a little time and I can't be asked, so I'm quite happy with how it is. Just bearing in mind it's pretty dim at the moment because I'm just connecting it to a battery pack. If you plug this in, like, it's definitely brighter. It looks good. Yay! Okay, I'm really proud. I'm sorry, I can't help it, but like, in my head, designing trees has always been one of the hardest things, and I'm so happy with these trees. So I took inspiration from the Chinese temple fair trees that kind of use these things with the bars on the edge in snot bricks to stack and like have these leaves, but I wanted them at an angle, and then I added like these clusters of leaves on some of the things. And oh my god, I think it looks so autumnal. The reason I've made smaller trees is because I didn't really want to put like the big trees back on here because it kind of covers the diner sign, and I thought because it's like only a really small little planty thing, I kind of wanted something that effectively wasn't super obscuring, and I'm really, really, really happy with this trees. Oh my gosh. This is done! The first little bit of the city 2.0 or 3.0, or I don't know, I lost count, is back in place and autumnal. The next step is going to be redoing this building here, so like the whole square is done. Progress is good actually, which is exciting. So here we've got my mock. I've already mostly turned it around, so different orientation. The lights still work, which is a bit of a pain because oh my god, the lights in here are crazy because each one of these is an individual light, so it kind of creates a lot of stress on the bricks around here because there is a lot of cables. I've kind of tried populating the restaurant a little bit more, like the chef's inside now. We've got some people eating. I want to give them some chopsticks, you know, the new chopstick things. Just want somebody inside as well. So basically just want to make sure that it really felt like one of those like downtown halls that you just go to where you can get amazing dumplings and noodles and things for like not too much money. Ta-da! Okay, I'm so happy that it's back. It feels literally like the rebirth of the city. I'm so happy. So we've got a few figures in for detail now. We've got the little park area. We've got the noodle shop, which is way more populated than it was before. And I've moved some of the figures around. And yeah, I'm just so chuffed. It's back to being detailed and happy, and yeah, it's just the best. Yay! Beautiful. Alright, so I have actually got an update on this building. I know that I didn't actually film most of that, but I ended up installing the light kit on a live stream. So, ladies and gentlemen, computer, turn on the lights. Okay. Haha. So yes, I have actually finished this light kit. I didn't end up enhancing the interiors at the dentist office. I may eventually do that, I don't know. And I added like a minifigure of myself inside because I thought it'd be fun. So yeah, I live in the Eiffel apartment now, or at least I'm visiting. I've added different lights. The only sad thing is that because of the way that the cup piece is, I don't have a light in there. The reason there was a light in there in the light tailing set is because obviously lightning like can drill holes in pieces and then just put the lights through for you. So obviously if you just get the lights and not the pieces attached, you can't do that, and therefore it's pretty much impossible to install. I may end up like tinkering around with it a little bit and seeing if I can add one myself, but I'm unsure if I will. So I'm now working on this mock here, which is actually like a remock by Frost Bricks. Instructions are on Rebrickable, but I've changed it a little bit with the interiors and everything, and I'm just adding it to a Mills base plate as well. I would really like to place this building in a more prominent position because I think it's stunning, so I'm just kind of thinking where to put it. I'm probably going to just temporarily put like Assembly Square back where I had it before. However, I will change quite a few things around because I really need to think about what the order of things are and how I want things displayed, because I want this to have a more prominent position than the European Jazz Cafe. So that's why European Jazz Cafe sits there, and I was temporarily going to put the bookshop here, but we'll have to kind of just see as we go. The decision as to how to furnish and put everything together in the city has not yet been made, so come along on this journey. And yeah, this is where I'll leave it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the city update. It's been such a long time coming, and I honestly wanted to like get started straight away when I moved in, and I just couldn't, as I said in my previous clip. So I just thought, basically I'm just really relieved that I finally started this project and I finally started work, and actually now I'm busy with it. I'm super excited, and like lots of things are changing, and I've actually made way more updates, so there's definitely a part 2 coming. Well, there's just going to be ongoing city updates from now on, let's be honest, because like I've continued working on autumnifying, is that a word? The rest of the city. There's lots of like part storage updates for the room as well, and like basically I've just gone back in the swing of things, and I'm so glad because yeah, I just want to get it back to like a place where I can be like, oh my god, my city, I'm so excited. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna get there. It's gonna be a bit of a slower process than maybe in my head it was going to be, but it's okay. Sometimes things work out that way, and I'm sure that I'm gonna be changing the layout like 30 times because I just can't decide on the layout that I like the best. It's an exciting process that we're just together on a journey of, and who knows what the city's gonna look like in a year's time, because let's be honest, the way the city looked in my previous house was like not at all planned. It just happened organically, so we're gonna just let it happen in this place as well and see where it's gonna end up. So definitely make sure you subscribe if you like this kind of content and if you want to see more updates, because there will be more, I promise, and it won't be as long as it has been. And yeah, just thank you for your continued support. I honestly super appreciate it. I'm very glad that I have such an amazing community around me on this platform. It makes me super happy. So thank you so much to you lovely people, and I will see you very soon. Goodbye! Howdo! It's gonna be autumn soon. I've prepped with the leaves. Stay tuned. Videos are coming. Become a member, like, subscribe. Self-promotion.